Are you over 60, eating what you believe is healthy, yet still struggling with low energy, stubborn weight gain, or rising cholesterol? And what if one of the biggest hidden mistakes is sitting right in your snack bowl? Something as simple as the nuts you eat every day? Here's the truth most people don't realize: not all nuts are healthy, especially after the age of 60. In fact, some nuts can quietly accelerate inflammation, worsen insulin resistance, and stress your liver, while others can dramatically improve brain function, heart health, and even slow down aging. Here's what's really going on inside your body. As you age, your metabolism naturally slows down, your insulin sensitivity decreases, your liver becomes less efficient at processing fats and toxins, and your body becomes more vulnerable to chronic inflammation, which is the root cause of most age-related diseases. Now think of nuts as concentrated biological signals, not just snacks. Some nuts send powerful healing signals. They improve blood flow, reduce oxidative stress, and support mitochondrial function, which is your body's energy system. But other nuts? They overload your system with unstable fats, omega-6 imbalance, and even hidden mold toxins, creating the perfect environment for fatigue, fat storage, and chronic disease. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your body is like a high-performance engine. The right nuts are like clean, premium fuel. They keep everything running smoothly, efficiently, and powerfully. The wrong nuts? They're like contaminated fuel, slowly clogging the system, damaging internal parts, and reducing performance over time. And the problem is, most people don't know the difference. In this video, we're not just listing good and bad nuts, we're going deeper into the physiology. You'll understand why certain nuts reduce inflammation and support longevity, why others spike insulin and damage your metabolic health, and exactly how to eat nuts the right way for maximum benefit after 60. What the research shows is clear. The right nuts can improve heart health, support brain function, reduce inflammation, while the wrong ones can increase oxidative stress, worsen insulin resistance, accelerate aging. So if you're serious about protecting your energy, your metabolism, and your long-term health, this is something you need to get right. And if this kind of science-based practical breakdown is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I share content like this every day to help you optimize your health naturally. Now let's break this down into the 5 key insights that will completely change how you look at nuts after 60. Let's start with the first and one of the most powerful nuts you can eat after 60: walnuts. Now, this is not just another healthy fat recommendation. Here's what's really going on inside your body when you eat walnuts. Walnuts are one of the richest plant-based sources of ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fat. And this matters more than you think, because after 60, one of the biggest hidden drivers of aging is chronic inflammation, especially in your brain and blood vessels. And ALA works like a natural anti-inflammatory signal. It helps calm down the immune system, reduce oxidative stress, and protect your cells from damage. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of inflammation like a slow-burning fire inside your body. Now, most people are unknowingly adding fuel to that fire through poor diet, stress, and wrong fats. Walnuts, they act like a cooling system, helping to reduce that internal heat. And this is critical for preventing cognitive decline, heart disease, joint stiffness. What the research shows is regular walnut consumption is associated with improved brain function, better blood vessel flexibility, reduced LDL oxidation, which is a key factor in heart disease. And here's something even more interesting. Walnuts contain polyphenols, powerful plant compounds that support your gut bacteria. And your gut, in turn, directly influences your immune system, your metabolism, even your mood and mental clarity. But here's where most people go wrong. They either eat too many, eat them in the wrong form, or combine them with the wrong foods. So here's the correct protocol. Portion. A small handful, about 5 to 7 walnuts per day is enough. More is not better. Remember, these are calorie dense. Timing. Best consumed in the morning or as a midday snack. Avoid eating large amounts late at night. Your body doesn't need that energy load before sleep. Form matters. Always choose raw, fresh properly stored, away from heat and light. Because walnuts are delicate, their fats can oxidize quickly. And oxidized walnuts will do the exact opposite, increase inflammation instead of reducing it. Pro tip, very important. Soak walnuts in water for 6 to 8 hours before eating. Why? Because soaking helps reduce anti-nutrients, improve digestion, increase nutrient absorption. This is especially important after 60, when digestive efficiency declines. So if you take just one thing from this section, remember this. Walnuts are not just food. They are a daily anti-inflammatory tool for your brain and heart. Used correctly, they can help slow down aging from the inside out. Used incorrectly, they can quietly add stress to your system. Now let's move to the second powerful nut you should be eating after 60, almonds. But not the way most people eat them. Here's what's really going on inside your body. After the age of 60, one of the biggest metabolic challenges is insulin resistance. This means your body is no longer efficiently using glucose for energy. As a result, blood sugar stays elevated, fat storage increases, energy levels crash, and over time, this leads to type 2 diabetes, belly fat accumulation, chronic fatigue. Now, this is where almonds become extremely powerful because almonds are rich in magnesium, monounsaturated fats, fiber. This combination directly improves insulin sensitivity. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of insulin like a key and your cells like locked doors. When you're young, the key works perfectly. Glucose enters the cell easily, but as you age, the locks become rusty. Now insulin struggles to do its job. Almonds help oil the lock, making your cells more responsive again. What the research shows is regular almond consumption can lower fasting blood sugar, improve insulin response, reduce LDL cholesterol, and even more importantly, almonds help stabilize energy levels throughout the day. No spikes, no crashes. But here's the mistake most people make. They eat almonds the wrong way, and this completely cancels the benefits. So here's the correct protocol. Never eat almonds with the skin. After 60, the brown skin contains tannins, which can block nutrient absorption, irritate digestion. Always soak and peel them. Soak 5 to 10 almonds overnight. In the morning, peel the skin, eat them on an empty stomach. This improves digestion, nutrient absorption, metabolic response. Best timing, morning is ideal. Why? Because almonds provide slow release energy, blood sugar stability. Starting your day with them sets your metabolism in the right direction. Avoid this combination, very important. Do not combine almonds with sugar, processed snacks, sweet desserts, because now instead of stabilizing insulin, you're creating a spike. So remember this clearly. Almonds are a metabolic support tool, not just a snack. Used correctly, they help control blood sugar, improve energy, and reduce fat storage. Used incorrectly, they can slow digestion and add unnecessary stress. Now let's move to the third nut, and this one is often underestimated. Pistachios. Most people think pistachios are just a light snack, but in reality, they are one of the most powerful nuts for heart health and metabolic balance after 60. Here's what's really going on inside your body. As you age, your blood vessels start to lose flexibility. This condition is called endothelial dysfunction, and it's one of the earliest signs of heart disease. When this happens, blood flow becomes restricted, blood pressure increases, oxygen delivery to tissues drops, and over time, this affects your heart, your brain, even your energy levels. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your blood vessels like flexible pipes. When you're young, these pipes expand and contract easily, allowing smooth blood flow. But with age, they become stiff and narrow. Now imagine trying to push water through a tight pipe. Pressure builds up, flow becomes uneven. That's exactly what's happening inside your body. Now here's where pistachios come in. Pistachios are rich in L-arginine potassium, antioxidants like lutein and polyphenols. L-arginine is especially important because your body uses it to produce nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is what helps your blood vessels relax, expand, improve circulation. What the research shows is Regular pistachio consumption can improve blood vessel function, lower blood pressure, increase HDL, good cholesterol, reduce oxidative stress. And here's something most people don't know. Better blood flow doesn't just help your heart, it also improves brain oxygenation, muscle function, even hormonal signaling. But again, there's a catch. Most pistachios people eat are roasted in unhealthy oils, loaded with salt, overconsumed, and this completely reverses the benefits. So here's the correct protocol. Choose the right type. Always go for raw or dry roasted unsalted. Avoid oil roasted flavored or processed versions. Portion control about one small handful per day, 20-30 pistachios. That's enough to support circulation without overloading calories. Best timing, afternoon snack is ideal. Why? Because pistachios prevent energy crashes, support stable blood sugar, reduce cravings later in the day. Pro tip, very powerful, eat pistachios with the shell on. It slows down your eating speed, which naturally prevents overeating and improves digestion signaling. So remember this, pistachios are a circulation booster. They help your blood vessels stay flexible, your heart stay protected, and your energy stay consistent. Now let's move to the fourth nut, and this one is especially powerful if your goal is to protect your brain and slow down cognitive decline after 60, Brazil nuts. This is not a nut you eat in large quantities. In fact, this is one of the few foods where just 1 to 2 pieces per day can create a measurable impact inside your body. Here's what's really going on inside your body. As you age, your body's ability to fight oxidative stress declines. This leads to damage in brain cells, thyroid function, immune system, and one of the key nutrients responsible for protecting you from this damage is selenium. Now here's the problem. Most people over 60 are deficient in selenium without even knowing it. And this deficiency can lead to brain fog, weak immunity, thyroid slowdown, increased risk of cognitive decline. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of oxidative stress like rust forming inside your body. Now, selenium works like a protective shield, preventing that rust from damaging your cells. Without enough selenium, that damage accelerates, especially in the brain. Now here's why Brazil nuts are so powerful. They are the richest natural source of selenium on the planet. Just one Brazil nut can contain more selenium than your entire daily requirement. What the research shows is adequate selenium intake is linked to better cognitive performance, stronger immune defense, improved thyroid hormone function, and thyroid health is critical after 60 because your thyroid controls metabolism, energy, production, body temperature, even mood. But this is where you need to be very careful because more is not better here. Here's the correct protocol. Quantity is critical. Only 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day, not more. Excess selenium can actually become toxic over time. Best timing. Take them in the morning or with your first meal. This supports thyroid activation early in the day. Consistency over quantity. You don't need a handful. You need daily consistency. Even 1 nut per day is enough to support your system. Quality matters. Choose raw, fresh, properly stored. Avoid stale or old Brazil nuts. They can lose potency and develop rancid fats. So remember this clearly. Brazil nuts are a micronutrient powerhouse, not a snack. They specifically target brain protection, thyroid optimization, anti-aging pathways. Used correctly, they can help preserve your mental clarity and energy as you age. Used incorrectly, they can create imbalance. If this is helping you see food differently, not just as calories, but as biological signals, consider subscribing, because this is exactly how we approach health here. Simple, but deeply rooted in science. Now let's move to the fifth and final nut you should be eating after 60. And this one plays a unique role that most people completely overlook. Macadamia nuts. These are not just another healthy fat snack. They are one of the cleanest energy sources you can give your body, especially as your metabolism slows down with age. Here's what's really going on inside your body. After 60, your body gradually loses its ability to efficiently burn carbohydrates. This leads to energy crashes, increased fat storage, brain fog. At the same time, your body becomes more reliant on healthy fats as a stable fuel source. And this is where macadamia nuts stand out. They are extremely rich in monounsaturated fats, the same type of fat found in olive oil. These fats support mitochondrial function, provide steady energy, reduce inflammation. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your body having two fuel systems: sugar burning system, fast but unstable; fat burning system, slow but efficient. When you're younger, your body can switch easily between both. But with age, that flexibility decreases. Macadamia nuts help your body shift back toward fat burning mode, which is more stable and sustainable. What the research shows is diets rich in monounsaturated fats are linked to improved metabolic health, reduced abdominal fat, better cardiovascular function. And here's something very important. Macadamia nuts are naturally low in omega-6 fats. This is critical because excess omega-6, common in modern diets, drives inflammation. So unlike many other nuts, macadamias help restore balance. But again, there's a right way and a wrong way to consume them. Here's the correct protocol. Portion control. About 5 to 10 macadamia nuts per day is enough. They are very calorie dense, so small amounts go a long way. Best timing midday, or as a snack between meals. They provide long-lasting energy without spiking insulin. Avoid processed versions. Never consume honey-roasted, sugar-coated, flavored varieties, because now you're mixing clean fats with metabolic chaos. Who benefits the most? Macadamia nuts are especially helpful if you feel tired between meals, struggle with sugar cravings, want to improve fat burning. So remember this clearly. Macadamia nuts are a metabolic fuel, not just a snack. They help your body burn fat more efficiently, stay energized longer, reduce dependency on sugar. And if you've been following along, you now have a powerful toolkit. Walnuts for inflammation and brain health, almonds for blood sugar control, pistachios for circulation, Brazil nuts for selenium, and thyroid macadamia for clean energy. But now comes the most important part, because what you avoid is often more powerful than what you include. In the next section, we'll break down the 5 nuts you should never eat after 60, because these are the ones silently damaging your metabolism, increasing inflammation, and accelerating aging. Stay with me. This might completely change your daily habits. Now that you know the 5 nuts you must eat, it's time to talk about the 5 nuts you should never eat after 60. Because here's the truth. The wrong nuts can quietly damage your metabolism, spike inflammation, and accelerate aging, even if you think you're being healthy. 1. Peanuts. Most people think peanuts are healthy because they're high in protein. Here's the problem. Peanuts are actually legumes, not true nuts. They are often contaminated with aflatoxins, a toxin produced by mold, which stresses your liver. They are high in omega-6 fats, which can increase inflammation when consumed in excess. They are difficult to digest for older adults, leading to bloating and gut irritation. Takeaway: avoid peanuts entirely or limit to rare, carefully sourced organic peanut butter with no added oils or sugar. 2. Cashews. Cashews are delicious but tricky for aging bodies. They are high in carbohydrates compared to other nuts, which can spike insulin if eaten in large amounts. Most cashews are roasted in oils that can oxidize and create harmful free radicals. They contain anti-nutrients that can interfere with mineral absorption, particularly magnesium and zinc, which are critical after 60. Takeaway: skip cashews or only have a few occasionally if you are sure they are raw and soaked. 3. Hazelnuts. Hazelnuts are tasty, but they are very high in calories and omega-6 fats. Overconsumption can worsen inflammation in aging individuals. They have low water-soluble fiber, which means they don't support satiety as well as other nuts, often sold roasted with added sugar or salt, which nullifies their natural benefits. Takeaway: not worth daily consumption after 60. Stick to walnuts, almonds, or macadamias instead. 4. Pine nuts. Pine nuts are small, but they can be a hidden problem. They oxidize quickly due to their high polyunsaturated fat content. They are prone to rancidity when stored improperly. Some people experience pine nut syndrome, a temporary bitter taste after ingestion, which indicates oxidative stress. Takeaway: rarely eat them and always ensure they are fresh and raw if you do. 5. Mixed nut blends with added oils or sugar. This one is sneaky because it's everywhere. Supermarket mixed nuts often contain peanut oil or other inflammatory oils, salt, sugar, or artificial flavoring nuts that are already oxidized. Even if some ingredients are good, the bad ones overwhelm the benefits. Takeaway: avoid pre-mixed or flavored nuts completely. Always control your own mix with raw, fresh nuts. Quick recap: avoid peanuts, cashews, hazelnuts, pine nuts, and processed mixed nuts. Focus on walnuts, almonds, pistachios, Brazil nuts, and macadamia nuts. By eliminating the harmful nuts and consistently including the beneficial ones, you are directly reducing inflammation, protecting your heart, stabilizing blood sugar, and supporting longevity. Let's wrap this up and make it simple. What you eat after 60 can either accelerate aging or slow it down, and nuts are a perfect example of this principle. Here's what we've covered. The 5 nuts you should eat regularly: walnuts, anti-inflammatory, brain and heart protective almonds, stabilize blood sugar, improve metabolism pistachios, boost circulation and support cardiovascular health. Brazil nuts provide selenium for thyroid and cognitive protection. Macadamia nuts, clean, stable energy and fat-burning support. The 5 nuts you should avoid: peanuts, cashews, hazelnuts, pine nuts, and processed mixed nuts. Why this matters physiologically: after 60, your body's metabolism naturally slows down. Insulin sensitivity declines, inflammation increases, and the liver becomes more vulnerable to toxins. Eating the right nuts sends healing signals to your body. Eating the wrong nuts sends stress signals, accelerating aging and inflammation. Think of it like this: your body is an engine. The right nuts are premium fuel, helping it run efficiently, cleanly, and powerfully. The wrong nuts? They're low-grade fuel, causing slow damage you may not even notice. Actionable next steps: start daily small servings of your top 5 nuts. Follow portion and timing guidelines. Eliminate the harmful nuts from your pantry completely. Observe changes in energy, focus, digestion, and overall wellness over 2 to 3 weeks. Track one metric: your energy, mental clarity, or waistline. This keeps it simple and motivating. Your challenge: try just one of these changes today. For example, replace your usual peanut snack with 5 walnuts or 5 almonds in the morning. Notice how your body feels. This is not about perfection. It's about small, consistent choices that compound over time, supporting longevity, metabolic health, and energy naturally. If this added value to your day, like the video and subscribe to join others optimizing their health naturally. Remember, the right nuts are more than snacks. They are tools to help your body thrive after 60.